Hello, this is the Midday News. Thanks for joining us. The Ministry of Health intends to inform the public and clarify recent concerns raised in Parliament by Oro Governor Gary Juffa regarding the ongoing reforms to Papua New Guinea's medical supplies system. Health Minister Elias Kapavore, in a statement this week, said the government acknowledges these concerns and reaffirms its commitment to fully implementing the Public Accounts Committee's recommendations arising from the 2018 inquiry into the management of medicines and medical supplies. He said with structural reforms in place, major investments underway and clear governance mechanisms established, they are rebuilding the medical supply chain from the foundation up. The Ministry of Health is committed to delivering a modern, transparent and reliable system that ensures no Papua New Guinean is denied access to essential medicines. Australia Award remains to be the biggest provider of scholarships to Papua New Guinean scholars for the last 49 years or more. Representing the Australia Award, Laura Mason, Councillor of Education and Leadership from Australian High Commission, was at the Overseas Scholarship Workshop to talk about the Australia Awards. She thanked the Nation Training Council for convening the important conventional and one that really goes to the heart of how we build a skilled, inclusive and future-ready workforce for Papua New Guinea.
Really timely to reflect on how far PNG has come in the past 50 years, but also where it's headed. Scholarships have long played a role in shaping this journey, but today's also an opportunity to ask how we can better coordinate these opportunities to meet PNG's national development goals. Australia welcomes the opportunity to be part of that conversation. Our scholarship program, the Australia Awards program, is already working in close partnership with PNG's government, institutions and the private sector to support the ambitions laid out in the National Training Policy 2022 to 2032. And importantly, Australia Awards supports the very objectives.
In commemoration of the World's Children's Day, which falls annually on November 20th, Australia has reflected on its support to Papua New Guinea in advancing children's rights, particularly its investment in education. This year's theme, My Day, My Rights, highlights the right children are entitled to, including the right to life, health, education, play and protection from violence. Australia, through the PNG-Australia Partnership, continues to work together with Papua New Guinea's National Department of Education and provincial divisions of education to ensure every child has access to quality learning under the Australian-funded Partnerships for Improving Education initiative. This collaboration focuses on building a stronger, more inclusive education system. Through targeted support to improve access and learning, Australia has helped strengthen teacher training programs, improve classroom resources and promote inclusive practices that cater to all children of all abilities. Turning abroad, Canberra's First Nations community has accused ACT police of racial profiling after an Aboriginal teenager was detained at gunpoint in a case of mistaken identity. The chief police officer has apologized and says they are investigating, but he is standing by the officer's action and denies the force has a problem with systemic racism.
First Nations family calling out police.
A child who had never committed a crime was treated like a criminal. He was treated like a threat, and he was treated as less than human.
Police searching for a violent carjacker on the run in Woden last week stopped a bus and pointed their guns at an innocent Aboriginal teenager.
He is scared to leave the house alone. He refuses to catch a bus, and he lives in fear of police, and that fear was created by your officers.
Police have apologised for what they say was a case of mistaken identity.
During the response, information was received by police that a young person matching the physical and clothing description of the alleged offender was on a bus.
What happened to our nephew was not a mistake. It was not a misunderstanding. It was a gross violation of a child's human rights.
Advocates say it's just the latest case of systemic racism by ACT Police.
They've never got any resources, but when it comes to do with anything with our mob, they've got plenty of resources to hunt them, chase them down, lock them up.
I don't believe that we have institutional racism. We obviously have more to do to improve the way we police here in the ACT, that engagement with the First Nations community and making sure we're building trust with the First Nations community.
An investigation will review the officers' body-worn camera footage and CCTV from the bus, but the officers involved won't be stood down while that investigation is underway. The Chief Police Officer argues detaining the boy at gunpoint was an appropriate use of force, but the investigation will focus on why the boy was still searched even after police realised they had the wrong person.
He keeps asking me that if he done anything wrong or if there's anything he could have did, but I keep trying to reassure him that it wasn't his fault. He wasn't in the wrong. He did nothing wrong.
Would they pull to have done what they did to the only white kid on that bus?
A plea for honesty and action.
Thousands of retirement homes are under construction in the regional Queensland town of Bundaberg. The council hopes the boom in over 50s accommodation will help ease the housing crisis, but there are concerns about the increased pressure on health and aged care sectors.
A construction boom marketed at retirees. This parcel of land just minutes from the beach is one of 18 retirement home developments given the green light by the Bundaberg Regional Council.
There's quite a number of developments that have been approved for retirement living.
A combined 3,600 individual dwellings, with hopes the build will open up more housing for the wider population.
Those people that are moving, they're vacating homes that can be for families, so that's important.
Most of the dwellings are being built along the coastal suburbs, attracting downsizers and those who want a sea change. But not everyone's convinced it's all positive.
No, I'm a bit old school. They're going to cut me out of my property in a box.
We're very short on health specialists, so that's a problem, I think, for retirees.
More than 40% of people living in the region are aged over 55. And with one of the highest percentages of over 65s in the country, extra supports are required.
We need more hospitals, more doctors, more physios, all those other services that people need.
That is something that I have been talking to developers about, building more nursing homes. We know that we need them.
Bundaberg and the Wide Bay region has seen property prices more than double in the past 5 years, but it's still considered relatively affordable compared to southeast Queensland, with a median property price of $660,000. But as more housing developments push ahead, that price growth is predicted to slow.
Back home in sports, in the second semi-final of the inaugural MSG Prime Minister's Cup women's competition, Fiji defeated Vanuatu with a score of 3-1, securing their place in the grand final. Fiji will now face the host side Papua New Guinea women, who beat Solomon Islands yesterday.
The battle for a spot in the final between Fiji and Vanuatu showed a lot of determination and passion. The first half was fiercely contested, ending a 0-0 draw at half-time. Vanuatu dominated the first 10 minutes with several attacks on the Fiji goal line. Striker Leileta Simon opened Vanuatu's attack with a shot on target. Adding to their consecutive attacks, Rita Solomon pressed forward with the ball towards the Fiji goal line, but Fiji maintained strong defense. Fiji retaliated in the last 10 minutes when Andi Bakanithewa led the charge to attempt a goal, but she was stopped by Vanuatu keeper Amelia Reddy. Possession made an early shift to Fiji's side in the opening minutes of the second half. An early decisive moment was set by Fiji winger Serena Nweni, who scored the first goal for her side.
In the box of Fiji! And Sereana Naweni. Well, they've been looking for that counter-attack the entire afternoon.
Vanuatu's Henrietta Sango was given a yellow card while defending. Fiji advanced with great ball dribbling, which led to a goal by Fijian substitute Narieta Lemba.
Ball from Bakaniteva as Narieta Lemba is in the box for Fiji. Well, it was a slip by Amelia Reddy, and Narieta Lemba has doubled the lead.
Vanuatu immediately fired back with a goal from their captain LSC Tambunase just minutes after Fiji's second goal.
Yamata Simon. And she smacks that in. Vanuatu had pulled one back almost immediately.
Vanuatu trailed 1-2. Fiji's Naweni nearly scored her double for the match in the last 15 minutes, but the Vanuatu keeper was quick to save. Vanuatu stepped up their attacking plays in an attempt to equalize the score when Laimata headed towards the Fiji goal line but missed. Sevana Nassau from Fiji found the net towards the end, securing a 3-1 victory.
That ball allowed to bounce. Nassau, edge of the box, over and ready!
And sending her team to meet PNG in the MSG Prime Minister's Cup Women's Inaugural Grand Final. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Manunda Hawks Cairns are excited to announce the signing of Kelly Kaugler, a standout PNG player for the 2026 season. Known for elite pace, toughness and an outstanding work rate, Kelly arrives with a resume that spans multiple competitions and formats.
Hailing from Lae, Morobe Province, Kelly has made his mark across Australia and PNG, including stints with Nihil Tigers in Melbourne in 2023 and District Sporting Club in the Wimmera Football Netball League. He has also added valuable experience with Broadbeach and has represented both Papua New Guinea and Queensland on representative stages. The Hawks PNG connection remains strong with fellow Papua New Guineans David Topani and Kilarawali already contracted to the club. According to Topani, the existing arrangement facilitated the signing of Kelly for 2026, further strengthening the Hawks PNG ties. Kelly and Topani are currently in pre-season training in Port Moresby ahead of joining the club after the Christmas-New Year break in January. A product of AFL PNG's Junior Academy program, Kelly made his debut for the PNG Mosquitoes in 2017 and was part of last year's squad that won the AFL Pacific Cup in Queensland, Australia. He is renowned for his explosive running, clean hands, and the ability to impact contests all over the ground. He brings leadership, professionalism, and a genuine hunger to compete at the highest level. The Hawks have embarked on a robust off-season recruitment drive aiming to go one better in 2026 after narrowly missing the playoffs this year. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the Midday News Update. Do join us at 6 for more.